When I see people decluttering, they usually open up a drawer, look at it, and then take out 1 or 2 things they can let go of. And this is the first mistake that you can make when decluttering. My rule number 1 is that you have to take everything out and then only put back what you want to keep. Because when the things stay in the drawer, your brain sees the things inside it as the default. Once everything is out, you're actively forced to choose what deserves to go back. And suddenly, you're curating your own collection, not just removing. Now you probably scream and say, "What? How should I take everything out of my wardrobe? It won't fit anywhere and the amount is going to overwhelm me." And that's where rule number 2 comes in. Start small. And I mean absurdly small. Think t-shirts instead of a wardrobe, or even white t-shirts if you're a true maximalist. My rule of thumb is that you have to be able to declutter the area you choose in about 1 hour. 1 hour to take everything out, sort through it, and put back. Because who has energy left after 1 hour of decluttering? But then, how do you know what to actually declutter? That was something I used to be very confused with. What I learned is rule number 3. Choose your favorites first and put them back. Let's stay with the example of the white t-shirts. Out of this, let's say 10 t-shirts, I'm sure there is like 1 to 3 that you always choose first. So, put them back. Here's a question that can help you with this. If I would lose everything today, what would I immediately bring back into my life? Those are exactly your favorites. But now, what about the rest of the items? Should you now sort them into maybe and toss piles? Wrong, because here comes rule number 4. No maybe piles. Why? Maybe piles are an open loop in your brain and they can create hidden stress. Instead, decide if you can let go of it right now or not. If not, it simply stays for the next round. Because here is the twist. From now on, you don't see decluttering as a one-time event anymore. If you think, "Oh, this weekend I'm gonna declutter my whole wardrobe," you will probably just end up being overwhelmed and tossing like 1 or 3 items. But then you never do it again because you're left with such a bad feeling. If you just do 1 hour quickly and you let go of some things, you feel very rewarded. You will actually want to come back and declutter again because it gives you dopamine and a good feeling. That's also why you can say yes to some items if you're unsure now. Trust me, it will be so much easier to let go of those things in your 3rd or 4th decluttering cycle instead of now. Keep going because each round gets easier. Now the next decluttering rules help you to decide if you want to keep an item or not. Rule number 5. Don't keep things just because they are beautiful. I have been there. I kept dresses just because they are beautiful, but I never really wore them. I recently actually decluttered one of my absolute favorite, so beautiful dresses just because it won't really serve me anymore as a nursing mom. What helps me with this item is to imagine someone else wearing and loving that item, or with other items in your home, using them and creating joy for them. That makes me so happy and therefore I can let go of. Rule number 6, let go of the guilt. You bought something expensive and you don't use it? Let it go. Someone gifted it to you and you feel guilty. Let it go. Because the longer you keep those items, the longer the guilt is gonna stay with you and rob your energy. Rule number 7, forget this rule that many minimalists preach of toss it if you haven't worn it for, let's say, 1 year, 3 months, etc. There are these special occasion items that you want and need. A favorite dress, a cookie cutter, whatever it might be. Instead, try this. Find fun ways to incorporate those things into your daily life. Wear the dress at home. Use the cookie cutters for fancier lunch boxes. Try it. And if you still don't use it, it will be much easier to let go in the next decluttering round. So So now you went through everything, and you might ask yourself, what am I gonna do with all these items that I now decluttered? My next rule, rule number 8, is especially crucial for any beginner. Get rid of the things immediately, because I've seen people, and also seen it on myself, that I used to get emotional about the maybe piles just because I thought, oh my god, they're gonna be gone soon. Immediately your brain starts to get creative and finds 1000 ways to use these items, but it's not gonna happen. So choose the items that you can let go of now and put them in a pile. The rest you put back. It's a yes. You try. If you don't use it, you declutter it next time. With the items you are gonna let go, be very precise. Which secondhand store are you gonna bring them to? When? Plan it and get it done. For bigger items, put them to Facebook Marketplace immediately for a way cheaper price or even for free. See, the less items you own, you can then take the time to sell it for a good price. But now, for the beginning, speed is more important than money. Because sometimes it's not about money, it's about mental clarity. The money is already spent and no one is gonna give it back to you, but it's gonna steal your mental clarity. If you can't sell it, donate it and take it as a lesson learned. Rule number 9. Brainwash yourself with minimalist content. Look for people whose lifestyle you admire and watch their videos on repeat. That's what I did at the beginning of my journey, and it has honestly helped me so much. This is also how marketing works. Overconsumption just feels normal because you overconsume maximalist content. You can reverse that. You can normalize minimalism instead. It is your choice. When you keep going with this decluttering, over time, you will find your amount. The number of items that feel good for you. And that is rule number 10. Find your amount. When I used to travel as a digital nomad, everything had to fit into my backpack. So I naturally only owned around 80 items. When I lived in a single room with my own little furniture, it was around 100. And now, living with my family and with all the shared items, kitchen tools, etc., it's more about 250. It depends really on your life, on your space, on your responsibilities. The most important thing is that this number fits realistically into your life without taking up too much mental space or too much time for cleaning and caring for it. After all, we don't want to just live to take care of our things, right? And once you found this great amount that feels good for you, there's only one rule left. Rule number 11. Get used to empty space. Having extra space in my cupboards is a feeling that I wouldn't want to miss. But naturally, we actually tend to think that we need to fill up this space. And that is absolutely unnecessary. What about gifts you receive or items you borrow when you want to test it? Or just enjoying the fact that you do have space in your home just like you have it in your mind and in your heart. Empty space is not missing something. Empty space means freedom. I hope this helped. I talk to you guys soon. Bye!